SVB or Silicon Valley Bank. When you Google this name, the first thing you will notice on your right is this. Silicon Valley Bank was, not is. So what happened that a bank that is almost 40 years old just collapsed like that? I'm Neha Vashisht, you're watching etmarkets.com, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the downfall of SVB, is India safe or not, and more. So firstly, let's talk about why did the SVB collapse. Regulators closed the Silicon Valley Bank on Friday after depositors rushed to withdraw their funds all at once. SVB's collapse is now the second largest US bank failure on record after the 2008 collapse of Washington Mutual. New York-based Signature Bank also collapsed in the third largest failure in the US. SVB or Silicon Valley Bank was a key funding source for startups in the tech space. The bank had a high concentration of bulk deposits as it was geographically and sectorally concentrated. About 97% of SVB's deposits were above $250,000, which is FDIC's insurance limit. FDIC is like India's DICGC, which is an RBI subsidiary that provides insurance cover on deposits. That means 97% of the deposits were already uninsured and unsafe. The Silicon Valley Bank took deposits at attractive rates and invested into mortgage-backed securities and bonds. Initially, these bonds and securities were beneficial, but as US interest rates moved up by almost 5%, there was market loss. Now, smart investors started withdrawing money that led to cash crunch. In order to fund those deposit outflows, SVB had to sell their portfolio and book losses. SVB, in order to recapitalize, offered $2.25 billion of equity raise that failed miserably. After this, the shares of SVB also dipped over 60%. Along with SVB, Signature and Silvergate Bank also collapsed as US interest rates meant to constrain the economy and reduce inflation worked against the whole system that was slowly trickling down. What is Fed's take on this? The US Fed has said that the situation is under control and the depositors' interests have been protected. The Fed Reserve will also review the supervision of the SVB after it collapsed in the second largest US bank failure on record. Last week, Fed chief warned higher interest rate hikes, but after the collapse of 3 banks in the US, this seems unlikely to happen. Now let's talk about what US President Joe Biden said on this Lehman Brothers style crisis. President Biden insisted that the system was safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them, Biden told the public.
All customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured. I want to rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today.
He also said that the banking executives responsible for the failure would be held accountable. What about the Indian banking system? According to experts, the Indian banking system is unlikely to witness any major spillover effects, but there could be some impact on the sentiment of the market.
The collapse of SVB will not have any effect on Indian banks, as the Indian banking system is more insulated and much regulated under the supervision of RBI. The market might be having a sentimental impact in the medium to short term, but there will not be any impact on Indian banking system with respect to SVB collapse is concerned.
Now, what about Indian startups? Indian startups with funds in Silicon Valley Bank are finalizing ways to transfer their money as US regulators made the accounts at the now shut bank accessible to depositors. Some startups are opening accounts at bank branches at the International Financial Services Center in Gujarat's Gift City. Banks in Gift City allow customers to open foreign currency accounts for international transactions. The Silicon Valley Bank in the UK was recently acquired by the HSBC Bank for just £1. The move came after US authorities moved to shore up deposits and stem any wider fallout from the sudden collapse of its parent tech startup lender Silicon Valley Bank.